Anfield in the Premier League. In your view, what happened tonight?
We lost the game, which I think is it's actually impossible to lose, but we did it, and that's my fault. So because my job is to make sure that the boys have the right feelings, like the right amount of confidence, they make the right decisions, all these kind of things, and that obviously didn't work out for tonight because we had the ball a lot. We created some situations. That's all okay, but in the final moment, obviously our decision making is not right in the moment. That's the problem. So you have the ball in the right place, then you don't shoot, then you pass. I'm pretty sure I said the same thing last week. And the problem is something doesn't work. You have to try harder, longer. More often, and so again and again, and make better decisions. So, but it obviously didn't work out tonight, and that's what we have to admit, and nothing to say about, and that's why we lost the game.
I know the buck always stops with the manager, but why do you feel particularly tonight it's your fault?
It's always my fault. The things that don't work are my fault. The things that work are the players'. It's credit to the players because that's what they make of it. It's if we have a situation, so that's how we work that long together now. I make clear which movements make absolutely sense because it will hurt the opponent, and we don't do them, then I have to make it clearer. That's how it is. That's how it is. How you come in behind the last line and all these kind of things. That's the job we have to do. It's not only me. It's all for all managers the same. But that's the reason.
So the players not doing those movements, not carrying out those instructions, is that belief? Do you think?
No. It's not that they don't want. They obviously it's really difficult to play against this kind of low block. But we did it already. For playing against low block, it helps a lot if you score one goal, and we could have scored it in the first half, we could have scored it in the second half, we could have scored it in plenty of moments, and we didn't. So and that changed then for the opponent everything, because Burnley didn't come here to lose 1-0, and then maybe they open up a little bit more, stuff like this, and that changed games. But for this you have to score. It's not about cannot make sure before the game and you score 4 or 5 times. You have to score the first one, and we obviously don't score the first one, and that makes then the things difficult, because after scoring not that much for a long time, it's not that everybody feels like incredibly confident in these moments, and that's something we have to work on.
It's one goal in nearly 90 shots, or almost 90 shots now since Palace. Is that, like, for you, even knowing the players as well as you do, like almost an inexplicable stat for teams usually so free scoring?
I never thought about us like a free scoring side or unit. I always knew we have to work really hard for it. We have to do a lot of things right to become in these positions. Yes, and then you have moments when a player takes one touch and the next one is in a far ankle or whatever, far corner, and these kind of things. But that doesn't work. That doesn't happen in the moment. It's not the first time that it happened in football. It will not be the last time. The good thing is we can change it. We just have to work on it. And for tonight, on that game, we cannot work anymore. We just can use it for the next one.
Is it also true that you're not creating the quality of chances at the moment that you would normally?
But that's not. These things, that's all true. That's all true. But it's not that we don't create the chances because the players have not the ability to do so. It's because in our decision-making is the problem. But that's always the problem. The decision-making, a good footballer, the difference between a very good footballer and a good footballer is decision-making. Making the right stuff in the right moment. So that's it. It's not rocket science. It's not that there are 8 players in front of the box, 1 around the 6 and 1 stays up front. That's how it is. We know that before the game. So now it's not so difficult to come in behind that line. But when you take then the crosses too early and hope that somebody will hit a head in the box, that doesn't make sense. Second half we had a lot of good moments with Trent, especially where he was in the right place, tried to pass the ball inside, and then we are not in the right moment. And that's a feeling for the boys. They just wait for the cross and then realize when the ball is on its way, oh, it's for me, and then make that move. And it's not about how incredible high your skill set is or big your skill set. It's only about making this decision at that moment. And we had tonight, I think the 2 biggest were everybody saw. If we score in that moment, that would have changed a lot, but we didn't, and so we left the game open and lost the game, which I have to say I can't believe that we lost it, but it's the truth, and we have to accept that.
One more thing I wanted to ask you about: what happened in the tunnel between you and Sean Dyche? Because you looked very animated, judging on body language.
Yeah, but that's if he's not talking about it, I will.